Big shake-up for Australia Post.
The postie's supposed to come rain, hail or shine, but that was before Australia Post recorded a loss of $200 million last financial year.
Oh dear.
Because of that dreadful performance, posties will now only be delivering letters every second day.
Just in time for Christmas.
Don't worry, Australia Post hasn't completely lost their minds. It won't happen until next year and only letters will be affected, which is supposed to free up parcel delivery.
Who even gets letters anymore?
Old people.
Oh, good morning, Pat.
And wizards. But it's actually a good point. The only thing I find in my letterbox these days are Aldi catalogues, council rates and snails.
That's good different.
This change has been in the works since March when the government released a discussion paper on the beleaguered service. It found, after 214 years of operation, Australia Post was becoming increasingly ill-equipped to deal with modern life. Relatable. The average Aussie household now gets less than 3 letters a week, down 2/3 on 15 years ago. But parcels have skyrocketed to more than 500 million a year.
Thanks to online shopping.
Something that didn't exist when Michael Keaton was Batman.
I'm Batman.
The Berlin Wall was single-handedly brought down by this guy. And when they wrote the Australian Postal Corporation Act.
The world was a different place in 1989.
It was indeed. Even then, though, there were issues with the legislation governing Australia Post. And it all comes down to 2 competing priorities, a commercial obligation and a community obligation.
That doesn't make sense.
The first means Australia Post has to run like a private business and, make money. The second one is the exact opposite. It requires Australia Post to provide a critical public service for all Australians wherever they live.
So where the bloody hell are you?
And it's pretty bloody hard to make a profit when you have to do that. Probably also doesn't help the bottom line when your former CEO Christine Holgate thought she was Oprah. Only it was Cartier watches. And then she got a $1 million payout after ScoMo bullied her into falling on her sword. But the death of the letter delivery business is an even bigger issue, so this move feels like a necessary evil.
You reckon a parcel a day will see a return to profitability?
I have my doubts. But if it helps keep tens of thousands of postal workers in jobs, then that has to be a good thing.
There's a new job going at WA Cricket.
After 12 years in the top job, Christina Matthews has decided to call stumps.
She's been a polarising figure.
Well, what do you expect when you abolish urinals from the men's bathroom at a cricket ground? A strange hill to die on, but Matthews has always been on the front foot when it comes to progressive ideas. In 2017, she ditched gendered cricket terms like batsman and 12th man and replaced them with batter and 12th. And when a fight over statues at the WACA led to legends of the game leaving the board last year, Matthews said it was because they couldn't work with a progressive female CEO.
Ooh, fighting words.
Yeah, well, this is Australia's most capped female test cricketer we're talking about, who holds the women's world record for the most dismissals by a wicketkeeper in tests. You don't achieve that and last decades as an administrator in a male-dominated sport if you aren't up for a fight. The statues debacle did end in a review into how the WACA board operated, and though it exonerated them of governance issues, it did find Matthews displayed a lack of respect towards board members and had a negative tone. The tone thing feels kind of gendered, if I'm being honest. And that's the thing to think about as Matthews rides off into the sunset. Though her constant crusading has often seemed like political correctness gone mad, the on-field results speak for themselves. This year, for the second straight summer, the WA men's team got the hat-trick of domestic titles, the first time in Australian cricket history that a state has achieved a six-peat.
One of those teams that are never down and never out. They keep finding a way.
And her tenure has overseen the amazing rise of the Scorchers, which has ensured the continued popularity of the game with younger fans across a broader cross-section of society. If any male sports administrator had achieved all of that success, would we be talking about their stance on urinals? I'm Ben O'Shea.
For more Up Late, click the subscribe button below.